Steve Jobs put it very well. What did Jobs say? He said, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust the dots will somehow connect in the future. That means you're always going to be walking into the dark. You're going to be walking into a place you've never been. Now you can take that as a scary thing that you're foolish doing because you're always going to be a little scared. Or you can see this as a magnificent opportunity. Every day is a new venture. This is where I am. I know how I got here. This is where I want to go. The moment your belief matches with any state, you fuse with it. You fuse with the idea. That's what happens. The moment your belief matches with any state, you fuse with it. This union results in the activation and projection of its plots, plans, conditions, and circumstance. Just whoop, like that, everything changes. That new state of conscious awareness becomes your home from which you view the world. If you're observant, you're going to see outer reality shaping itself upon the model of your imagination. Now, this is all our imagination at work. All kinds of strange things happen when you buy into it. But you've got to buy into it. Now, you see, when you do, this is the way it works. You can't see what has to happen. You've got to trust. You've got to act like the person you've got to become. Now, you've also got to know that some of the people close to you are saying, who are you trying to act as? What would you kidding yourself? Come on. Quit acting phony. People are laughing at you. Why are you doing that? You've got to be strong enough to say, too bad. You don't really know who I am. I'm learning who I am. You just watch me, kid. But not many people can do that. This is not easy. Why do you think there's only 3 people out of 100 that do it? But when you do, the way just suddenly happens. And before you know it, what the hell, you're there. And you think, wow. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. Get when you look at that, and then you may jump and you say, I'm going to go there. Well, you don't understand, there's a place too. You go there. There's a place too. These are all real places. That's real. We're visiting it for the first time, maybe that anybody ever went there. You may have never done it before. You may come in here flat broke, no understanding of this. You can do it. You can do it every bit as well as I can. That's phenomenal. You and I can do this. The way just suddenly happens.
Everybody dreams of being a millionaire. You believe everybody can be a millionaire. Why?
Well, I think there's an infinite source of supply. We've been endowed with mental faculties that the most erudite scientists won't even guess at. I think most people wander around in a deep sleep, and they don't think, they don't invest in themselves, and the second they wake up and start doing that, everything starts to change. $1 million is not a lot of money. We're creative beings. We're working with an infinite power. And once we start to understand the power of our mind and then start to understand how to utilize it properly, then we'll understand that we can do virtually anything.
We are spiritual beings living in physical bodies. And we've been gifted with something called an intellect.
The great law, briefly and simply stated, is that if you think in negative terms, you will get negative results. If you think in positive terms, you will achieve positive results.
He went from 4,000 a year to over $1 million a year in under 5 years. And then he was so fascinated, he had to know why. So he started to study it. And that's where he really gained a deep, deep, deep understanding of paradigms, conditioned way of thinking, why we do what we do.
Thinking of why you can't do something is never going to do you any good. And keep thinking until you start to think of thoughts of how you can do it. And the way will be shown to you. It comes in the form of images in our mind. Think of how you can and not why you can't.
There is a place. Don't let it fade. When your mind goes there, make up your mind it's going to stay there because it is a place. I don't care what the thought is. Doesn't matter what the image is. If your mind can go there, you can physically go there.
If a person's skin is a different color, we say they're different. If a person lives on the other side of an imaginary line, we say they're different. If a person speaks a different language, we say they're different. If a person is a different sex, we say they're different. Are they? No. They appear different to our sight. But when we develop a higher understanding, we're going to find out that we're all the same.
Who am I? Well, that's an interesting question. And I believe if a person will start to study that and look for the answer, they'll find it.
The Oscar that Phil was kind enough to bring here and let us look at was on a certain frequency. When Phil got on that frequency and stayed on that frequency, that's when the Oscar manifested and was his. Is Phil that much smarter than all the other producers? No. He'll tell you he's not that smart at all. Was Phil lucky? No. What would we say Voltaire called luck? He said, it is a word we invented to express the known effects of unknown causes. There is no such thing as luck. Vibration's a law. Do you like that idea? I love it. Now, let's think. What did he say? The intuitive mind is a sacred gift. The rational mind is an obedient or faithful servant. We've created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. Man, that is so true. We honor the servant. Will you listen to what I'm telling you, man? Will you listen to me? Will you look at this? How often you hear that when you're a kid? Will you listen to what I'm saying? Will you look at this? Sensory factors, they're everything. You're not listening, looking, and listening, and looking, and listening, you are not going to get it. Well, of course, that's not true at all. William James from Harvard, way back in 1900, he said, act like the person you want to become, the actor's technique. He also said something else. He said, believe, and your belief will create the fact. If you understand the laws, it's not difficult to believe. It's only difficult to believe when you don't understand the laws. It's difficult to believe when you don't understand how everything is created, where it comes from. Understand their laws of creation. You see, our problem is we do understand that, and we can sort of grasp that, and we can accept that. Our real problem is this. We don't think we can do it. She can, he can, but not me. We're really extras in our own movie. We see the star, but we're not the star. You're the star of your movie. You are the Academy Award-winning star of your movie. What Shakespeare say? All the life's a stage. It really is. Now, some people are acting like the play's over. And they're just going to sit there until the lights go right out. Listen, if you start to play with this the proper way, you're going to realize age has got nothing to do with it. Gender has nothing to do with it. It's our own thought. When we grasp the idea that nothing's created or destroyed, take practicality out of it. Get logic out of it. Go there. Build any picture you want. I think it's written, in my Father's house there are many mansions. You're dealing with infinite. No beginning, no end. Get it in your head. You are a creative being. No limit to what you can do.